What up guys and fellow lovers of the keyboard world, welcome back to another redstone video with me Giorgio, and today we're gonna be learning how to make this 4 times speed stone generator. As you can see, it's pretty fast. We have 4 separate generators, stone generators, around the center. Here's where we're gonna stand swinging an efficiency 5 either netherite pickaxe or diamond pickaxe, of course with silk touch to obtain the stone. And yeah, we also need the haste to effect to be able to keep up with the speed of this thing. And we basically break stone. All the stone, well, most of the stone is gonna land up in this chest because of the water stream is gonna be pushed up and through the water into the input hoppers. And yeah, the rest of it might get stuck here in the center, so that's why we have these trapdoors here, so we can walk and collect every remaining stone that can fall down here, and also to be able to access the chest. Pretty cool. One downside of this is when you turn it on, the trapdoor gets activated, so you have to quickly, before all the stone actually starts coming in, you have a little delay that you can use, as you can see, to basically close the trapdoor and start swinging your pickaxe. But anyways guys, let's get onto the tutorial. I'm gonna be using smooth stone, so you can basically count the blocks a little bit better, a little bit more easily. But you can replace this smooth stone for any block, any solid block that you want. And also, as you can see here, you can use in some parts glass. So yeah, I will leave the world download, this world, for download down in the description, so you can basically use this as a template if you want to build it with glass and see where the glass can go. So first of all, we'll start by designing where our lever is gonna be. Mine is gonna be right there, and that's where we're gonna be standing to break all the stones. So we're gonna make like this little doorway to stand breaking the stone. Now below that lever block, we're gonna place another block with the redstone on top of it, and a redstone comparator facing to this side on subtract mode, so we give it an extra right click right there. Then we're gonna place 2 repeaters on 4 ticks facing out of the comparator, and as you can see, we have 4 blocks of stone right here, so we're gonna add some 4 more blocks, and we're gonna place a repeater on 1 tick, a redstone dust, and 2 repeaters, 1 on 2 ticks and 1 on 4 ticks. Then we're gonna place a redstone dust, an extra redstone dust behind this repeater, and right to its side a block with a redstone torch facing that way. Then we're gonna come onto this side, and we're gonna place a block in front of the repeater, and then 3 more blocks just like this, which 2 of them are gonna have 2 redstone dust on top, and 1 will have a repeater on 1 tick. This repeater will face onto a block with a redstone torch. The reason that we do it like this is because we have now a symmetric template to work on. So if we count from this center block, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and then we have the redstone torch. Then from this center block, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks to the left, and then we have the redstone torch on the left side. So that means that we can basically build the farm in a symmetrical way. So I'm just gonna show you how to build this side, the right side, and you can just mirror this side onto the left side, and basically that's the whole farm. So let's start. First of all, we're gonna come onto this redstone torch, and we're gonna place an observer facing upward on top of it, and an observer facing downward below of it. There we go. Then we're gonna come to the observer that's below, the bottom observer, and we're gonna place another observer facing to the back of the farm, just like so, and a block right next to it. Then we're gonna place a redstone dust a block with the redstone dust right next to it, and then we're gonna place 5 more blocks just like this. 1 next to the block that we just placed, 3 to this side, and 1 on this side. And we're gonna cover them with redstone dust. Then we're gonna grab 5 obsidian blocks, and we're gonna place them next to those blocks, and then 5 target blocks on top of them. Then we're gonna grab some pistons and place them facing upward on top of the target blocks. It should look something like this. Now, to continue, we're gonna come onto this block and we're gonna place 5 more blocks right next to it. And then we're gonna place 5 pistons facing sideways right next to that observer that we have over there. And also 5 more blocks right behind each pistons and 1 extra behind this observer, all of them with some redstone dust on top of them. And we're gonna add an extra block right on top of that observer. Then we're gonna grab some stone and we're gonna place 5 stone in front of the pistons and then 5 stone in front of those 5 stone that we just placed. This is where our first stone generator is gonna be. So we're gonna look for some stairs and I'm gonna use wax copper stairs because it's easier to see them. But you can use any stairs that you want and we're gonna place one on either side of this row of stone right here. These stairs are gonna be waterlogged because they're gonna have our water to basically convert into stone later when it touches the lava. And well, we don't want that water to spill all over the place, so we're gonna cover these stairs with 3 more blocks right on each side of the stairs. It's not 4 blocks because on this side we already have an observer that will stop that water. And well, we just waterlog each of the stairs with 1 water bucket and cover the stairs with a block on top of them. So as we said, the water is gonna touch some lava to basically create the stone. And the lava is gonna go right on top of this row of stone right here. So we're gonna have to create like a little channel for it, just like so, and place a lava bucket or a lava source right in that middle block over there. Now we're gonna cover it in a second, but let's first finish up the redstone. So we're gonna come onto this side where we have the observer, and on top of the block that is on top of the observer, we're gonna place some redstone dust. Then we're gonna place a block right on its side, and then we're gonna place another redstone dust on top of that block. We don't want these 2 redstone dusts to connect, so we're gonna place a block on top of this one. Then we're gonna come at the front and we're gonna place 3 repeaters on 1 tick facing onto a block with the redstone dust on top of it. Now we can cover the lava with some 5 obsidian blocks, just like so, and we're gonna cover those obsidian blocks with some redstone dust. Finally, we're gonna come onto this obsidian and we're gonna place right next to it 5 pistons facing sideways, just like that, to push the stone onto the center. Now if we test the farm, it should already work for this side. So if we remove that redstone torch right there, we should see, yeah, some stone being produced. If we place that redstone torch again, the stone should move, yeah, and it should be pushed towards the middle, as you can see. Now we're creating a little wall here, so we're gonna complete it by placing some blocks right here and some blocks below of those 5 blocks that we just placed. Here's gonna be our floor, so we're just gonna place some obsidian in the middle and of course mirror everything on this side. As you can see, it looks just like a little hallway that we can walk through. Now to complete it, we're just gonna close it off like this, and we're gonna place a chest, a double chest, right on top of this middle block, just like this, and we're gonna place some blocks next to the chest. If we come here onto the entrance, we can walk through the hallway and gather everything from the chest, as we mentioned earlier. So we're gonna just finish up now that we're here with some trapdoors by placing them onto these blocks, just like that, and we have our hallway to recover all the stone that might be left up here, or to basically gather everything that we got on the chest. Returning onto the redstone, let's actually place a line of blocks right here, raising the walls a little bit, and well, we're gonna finish them all onto the chest, but we're gonna place a glass block, sorry, on top of the chest so we can open it and close it, and we're gonna basically put some roof on our little hallway. We'll return that in a minute, But let's keep on working here. So our first part of the system is already done. Let's now build the second level of stone generators. To do so is pretty easy. We're going to start with a line or a column of 4 observers right on top of this redstone dust on this corner. Then we're going to place a block on top of those observers, and we're going to place a repeater facing inward right next to that block. From here we can come behind, and we're going to place 5 more blocks right next to that last observer, and we are going to place 5 redstone dust on top of those blocks. Then we're going to place some pistons facing sideways right next to those blocks, and some blocks on top of those pistons. Then we're going to come down a little bit, and over this redstone dust line we're going to place 5 blocks just like that, and we're going to come and put some stone in 2 rows in front of those pistons. You can already start seeing some similarities to the generator down below, so we can basically copy it from here. We're going to place, of course, our stairs on either side of the stone. We have to cover them with some blocks, but the block on this side that's going to cover this side is going to be an observer facing downward with the redstone dust on top of it. We're going to waterlog them and place some blocks on top of them. Then we're going to make our channel for our lava and place our lava source in the middle of that channel. Now, unlike the generator down below, we're not going to use obsidian this time to cover the lava, so we can just cover it up with some normal blocks. Coming back to the front, we're going to place some redstone dust, making a line from this redstone dust on top of these blocks, and that's what's gonna power some pistons that we're gonna place facing downwards right next to those blocks, just like that. Now let's place some stone. We're gonna place two rows of stone, one right next to these blocks that we are standing on, and one on top of these blocks, or one block below the pistons that we have here. On top of those pistons, now we're gonna place some obsidian blocks so that the machine, if we don't use it properly or it gets stuck or something, doesn't push those pistons upward and they stay basically in place. The farm should be looking something like this at the moment, and don't worry guys, we are almost done with it. For the redstone, we just have to finish off with some observers facing downward right below those observers and a block right beneath the last observer that we placed. That's basically all the redstone that we need. But for the farm to function, of course, we need our storage system, or our pickup system, I guess. And for that, we are gonna extend this little wall by 3 blocks, and as you can see, we create a big channel where we're gonna place some water in a moment. But first, we have to close off the channel by placing a block here and a block here, and we're gonna basically complete those blocks onto, well, placing blocks below, reaching this block down here. What that does is basically prevents any items from spilling through the sides and sends them all to the top right there. Now you see we have this half of the double chest sticking up right here. We're gonna place some hoppers on either side of the chest, and then 3 hoppers on top of the 2 hoppers and the chest facing downward. That's our collection system. So now we're gonna place 5 walls on top of the hoppers, just like so, and that basically prevents the water from spilling off. Now we can place our water sources on these 2 blocks, and as you can see, it creates an extra water source in the middle there, and they basically flow onto the hoppers to basically grab every item inside that chest. Now we're gonna close the water stream so that no items can get out by placing 3 more blocks on top of those 3 that we had placed a minute ago, and then creating like a ring of blocks just like this. And the gap that we have, we are just gonna fill it up with some obsidian blocks, just like so. That also prevents the pistons that we have on either side to push blocks more than they need to. And yeah, it also helps with the items, and we basically have our collection system now. And also we have our farm done. We can now start using it. The way we use it, we have, I think, already showed this, but we need to have either an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe or an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe. Also, we need silk touch to basically gather all the stone. You can use it without silk touch, but you're gonna get cobblestone, and for that there are better ways of making a cobblestone farm, a completely automatic one. I have a tutorial on that one that I made some months ago in my channel. You can check it out on the cards of on the right tab, right at the top right of your screen, in that little card over there. To also insta mine the stone, you also need a haste 2 effect on you. And well, I'm in creative right now, so I just gave it to me with the command effect give my name and then the effect that I want, which is haste. Then the seconds that I want it to be lasting, I'm gonna place, well, I'm gonna write 1,000,000 seconds, because that basically makes the effect like with an infinity duration. It gives me the effect forever. So 1,000,000 seconds space, and of course the amplifier, which is 1, because we want haste 2. So from haste we just add 1 level and it becomes haste 2. And that basically gives me the haste 2 effect, which I already had. If you're in survival though, it's a little bit more tricky, because you need to build a beacon, a full-size beacon, a 4-level beacon that is, and you basically have to pay up either a netherite ingot, an emerald, a diamond, a gold ingot, or an iron ingot to get the effect. I'm gonna pay a diamond. We have to click on haste. This is haste 1. To activate the haste 2, we need to click on here, and finally to accept it. And well, the beacon is now a haste 2 beacon. If we remove the effect clear Giorgio haste, it should remove it from me, but it gives it to me again because of the beacon. As you can see, we have an effect that is given to us with a duration of 16 seconds. But of course, since we have the beacon active, it's gonna last for whatever time we have the beacon active. Then we grab our pickaxe, we come onto the farm, and we have to do this as fast as I told you to. So we activate, close, and press the right click button. And I forgot I am in creative, so this is not gonna work. Okay, so let's start it up in survival. There we go, we have started mining the stone. And yeah, it's way faster than my auto clicker, I think. So this is how it works. And as you can see, most of the stone, let's actually activate hitboxes. Most of the stone is going up into the water stream and going into the hoppers that will input them into the chest. Some of it is of course going into my inventory, and some of it will get stuck in the end below the trapdoors or down here in the center. But most of it is going into the water stream, which is pretty cool, and that's how we are basically storing it. Let's turn this farm off again. There we go. Ooh, that was good. But yeah, as you can see, some of it gets stuck down here, so we just go in, grab it all. I don't know why sometimes I get cobblestone, but it shouldn't be happening that much. And yeah, this is our final count of stone here in the double chest. I haven't seen that the cobblestone produces on this farm, so maybe I did something wrong when I built this one. I'll have to check before placing the world download. And yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be available for you down in the description. And that's basically it, guys. I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope I was clear enough. It was kind of difficult to actually talk this long. I have lost some of the talent or the ability that I had gotten in the last year. But anyways, I hope you liked the tutorial. If you did, you know what to do. Thumbs up down below. And yeah, also consider subscribing for more content like this. If you have any suggestions, comments, or anything you would like to say to me, leave it down in the comments. I do read them. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you next one. Goodbye.